You know something my dad used to tell me when I was younger. It really becomes very pertinent right now in this election time. My dad used to tell me, you don't have to like my decision, you don't have to like me in order to trust me, in order to know that I'm going to do a good job. And that really comes into play, especially in this last few weeks before the election. In fact, die laaste paar weke het dit even meer belangriker geraak, because you know what we make the mistake of doing is we want to vote for somebody that we like, somebody that appeals to us on a personal level. So daar's mense buite wat sê dinge soos, nee, ons gaan die DA wys en they create this idea that the DA is the enemy. And you have to ask yourself, I understand that you are gutful. I understand that you are so gutful that you've made gutful part of your name, part of your persona. But my question that I have is, would you be able to run this place once we give you the key to the castle? Because the people that came before you, the people that has been doing it for 30 years, ek praat nou van die ANC hulle en hy, have proven that just because we like you, just because you can make fantastic promises, just because you make fantastic speeches and you can make us feel all as if we are at the sports day singing songs, cheering our favorite team. The one thing that we need to ask ourselves is, can you do the job? Can you balance the books? Can you build roads? Can you maintain a province? Can you maintain a country? Because your selling point, your pitch, your idea cannot just be vote for me because you are colored and I am colored. That shit worked in the apartheid, and that shit did not work. That's what I have to say. So one thing that I want to urge everyone out there to consider, to think about, is you don't have to like the people that you are voting for. In fact, it is okay to hate them. Because if you hate them, if you don't like them, you will hold them accountable. You will not overlook their mistakes. You will not overlook their shortcomings. In fact, you might even be harder on them than what you might be on the current guy that you're looking at. Because what we need for the next 30 years, and guys, I'm not going to be here in the next 30 years. My kids is going to be left behind to pick up the pieces of the decisions that we are making now. Either pick up the pieces or benefit from the decisions that we made today. Keep that in mind when you make your X. The people that I'm voting for, can they do the job? It's okay, guys, to like somebody and say, yo, kyk hoe lekker vloek hy vloek net soos ons. Yes, sir, that is a normal guy. I like him. What you have to admit, and this is where the honesty comes in, the honesty with yourself and the honesty with your inner self, is, can this guy do the job? When I look at this guy and I take away the part of me that like him, the part of me that want him to succeed, the part of him that might see potential, and ask myself, can this guy do the job? Zaki wants to drive my bakkie with all his heart. In fact, Zaki will even ask me, can I drive, Daddy? But I know, as much as I love him, that lady cannot even reach the pedals. Think about that when you make your vote, guys. I know you like your favorite candidate, but you must ask yourself, does this candidate have self-control? Does this candidate get sidetracked very quickly by, for instance, a content creator? Can this candidate control himself, or is this candidate going to be in fight mode for the rest of his life? Having a past, saying that you came from being a drug addict, saying that you came from sleeping on the street, saying that you came from a terrible past. That is fantastic as a testimony. That does not go well on your CV. Or else every ex-drug addict and every ex-woman abuser and every ex-criminal would be able to do the job. There are formal training that is needed in order to perform complex jobs. That's all I'm going to say. You don't have to like the DA. All you have to do, and listen guys, be honest with yourself. This is not I'm not going to debate this fact in the comment section, because this is again my opinion. But you cannot say that they are not running the Western Cape better than everyone else has been running it. Stop looking for perfection. Stop making this seem as if this is some sort of drama series that you are watching, and your opinion that you are making is based on the opinion of someone that you like. Because this is our lives. The past 30 years can be a lesson, but the next 30 years, guys, we cannot carry on like this. The country needs a change. And I know the reason that you guys have been supporting some of these small parties that are saying the things that you want to hear is because you are also feeling that desperation. Okay? And I can tell you now, the fact that there are smaller parties that are representative of smaller minorities is the result of freedom. It is actually the reason. It's showing that we have freedom, because we have people who has got the weirdest points of view that now have a public platform to say it. Being hurtful is not enough. Guys, I will admit that I can slot into a middle management job very, very easily because of my experience and because of my training. But I'm not sure if I can do a top management job off the bat. You know why? Because I don't have the training and I don't have the experience to do it. Wanting it is not enough. You cannot tell me that it is enough to just be hurtful. You need to vote people in or keep people in power that have not only the knowledge but experience to do the job. I say it again. Being a good shop steward does not make you a good manager. And these small parties will have a place in our democracy because they can keep the big parties in check. They can keep them accountable. They can be representative of the colored people. But you must ask yourself, can they do the job? Because I can tell you now, there is nothing, the only thing worse than no management is actually bad management. You must ask yourself, can these people balance a budget? Can these people be inclusive? Because their policies, their attitude, their approach, they've admitted to it, they're only looking out for one demographic. And yes, that demographic might sound nice because it is your demographic. But guys, we cannot exclude anyone else in our plans. This country is here for everybody. We only win if everybody wins. Or else we might as well go back to the Group Areas Act. And we all know how that turned out. We've still got people today that's talking about the good old days because it benefited them, it benefited their grandparents, it benefited their children. Me and my family, we want this country to prosper, but we only want it to prosper if everyone prospers. This is not a colored thing, this is not a black thing, this is not a white thing, this is not an Asian thing, this is a South African thing. And until you start thinking in that way, we are going to lose. Being hurtful is not enough. We must have the appetite and the drive, and we must have the willingness, the will to want to change for everybody. And for the first time since I've been making my opinions known, I will say vote for the DA.